Hello, welcome everyone. Let's get to it. Start seated. Take a big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. We're going to do 4-4-4 breathing. So you breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and then breathe out for 4. Okay. You can close your eyes. Place your hands on your knees or whatever feels good. Breathing in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe out for 4, 3, 2, 1. And in 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 4, 3, 2, 1. Out 4, 3, 2, 1. Just continue with this counting. You can slow it down, speed it up, whatever feels good for you in this moment. When you're breathing in, fill up your belly. When you're breathing out, try and get all of the air in your body out. A couple more rounds. If you become lightheaded, then just go back to your regular breathing. Breathing in for 4, holding for 4, breathing out for 4. The next time you breathe out, release the counting, and take a big deep breath in. And release through your mouth, side out. Good. Lay down. If you have a strap handy or a belt or a scarf, anything like that, if you need to pause the video and get that, go for it. I have a strap. Lay all the way back. Bend your right leg. Put your right foot in the strap. Nice. Putting the strap kind of in your arch just below the ball of the foot. Taking it in both hands. Stretching. Good. Opening your leg up. Trying to take your foot at the diagonal. Good. Stopping when your body's telling you to. Come back to center. And then slightly just cross your body. Whew, I feel that. Nice. Release your right leg. Take your left leg into the strap. The foot just below the ball of your foot. Breathing here. Not going close to your edge. We're just starting out. Breathing. Take your strap into your left hand and open your leg up. Trying to take it up to the left corner of your mat. Maybe it's a little bit farther out than the left corner. back into center. Slightly cross over. Breathing into your body. Back to center. Release. Walk your hands up. Into seated. Swing your legs to one side or the other. Hands and knees. And then take your knees wide, your feet together. Sit back, arms reach forward. Forehead finds the ground or a block. Still focusing on your breath. Allowing yourself to rest. We all deserve to rest. Walk your hands back in. Your knees under your hips. Pointer fingers pointing forward. Hands under your shoulders. Inhale, drop your belly. And exhale, arch your spine. Inhale, drop your belly. Cat-cow. And exhale, arch your spine. Moving with your own breath, your own pace, taking whatever movement. And we're heading back into child's pose. We're taking a downward dog. You know what's best. Back to hands and knees. Tuck your toes, hips up and back, downward dog. Pedaling out your feet. Reaching strong through your hands. Good. Right leg reaches up and back. Knee to nose. Plants to the outside of your right hand. Staying here. And then sawing back and forth. Lizard pose. You can be up on blocks. That can be really helpful. Left hand stays, right hand opens up, reaches to the sky. Goes back down. Good. Back to plank and downward dog. Pedaling out through your feet. Bending your legs. Straightening, bending, straightening. Left leg reaches up and back. Knee to nose. Plants to the outside of your left hand. And sawing back and forth. If you need to adjust your hands or your feet once you get here, go for it. You can always adjust. I'm not used to practicing with a hood. This little hood on this sweatshirt that I cut the arms off of. Right hand stays, left hand opens up, reaches to the sky. Left hand comes back down. Plank and downward dog. and knees. Feet shift to one side, sit back down. The soles of your feet come together. Sit up tall. If this is not comfortable for you, you can always put some padding under your hips, like a blanket or a pillow or a towel. And then massage your feet. So good, so good. Squeezing each toe. Make sure you get your pinky toe next to the balls of your feet, your arches, your heel. Give them some love. Keeping your legs where they are, hands reach up. Inhale. Exhale, right hand drops down, left hand reaches over. Stretching, stretching. Gaze can be high. I find that's a little more sensation, higher sensation. Both hands reach up, inhale. Exhale, left hand drops down, right hand reaches over. Gaze is high. Reach to your left. Inhale, both hands reach up. And exhale. Rolling your shoulders back and forwards. Taking your head to one side. Stretch that neck. And take your head to the other side. Oh, it just started raining really hard. It might even be hail. I was just out walking and the sun was out and it was beautiful, and now it's changed. Oh, how fun. Okay. Shift your feet to one side or the other, hands and knees. And walk yourself back as you head onto the balls of your feet, or onto your feet. So I'll turn this way so you can see. So you're gonna squat, hands at heart center. Malasana, squat. Wow, it is really healing. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's healing. Hands at heart center. Oh, we can also use blocks under your seat. That can be really helpful. Make this pose a little more useful. Release your squat. Wow, it's coming down. You must be able to hear it now. That is amazing. I haven't seen hail like this in a long time. Okay, reach your legs out to the sides. Again, padding up. This is uncomfortable. Reaching forward, walking your hands forward. Just going until your body tells you to. Knees pointing up, toes pointing up. Walk your hands over to the right. Oh, that feels good. Stretching my low back. I went climbing again last night. And we're climbing for a little bit. Gyms have been closed. And walk your hands over the other side. I think that's why my back's a little sore. Walk your hands back to the center. Right leg comes in. Hands reach up. And reach over your left foot. I believe some people call this dancer stretch. I do feel like a dancer when I do the stretch. I do my fancy arm. Fancy hand. Hands reach up. Right leg reaches out. Left leg comes in. Hands reach up. And reach over. Hands reach up and release. Roll your shoulders. Legs reach in front of you. And walk your hands out. Really taking a moment to breathe into your legs. Anywhere that feels tight, asking for a little bit of love. Send it some love. Doesn't matter where your hands are reaching. That little voice is coming in your head. Why aren't you reaching your feet? Why aren't you reaching? That's just your ego. Just be like, okay, I see you. And then move on. Stretching through your hamstrings, your calves, your feet, maybe a little bit. You can also use a strap or whatever you have handy on your feet. Release. And come down to your side, your right side. Your hand is in your hand is on your head. Your legs are straight out. If you're having trouble balancing here, then walk your feet out in front of you a little bit. Take your left knee to your left shoulder. Good. And this is a great place to be. If you want to stay here, awesome. If you want to straighten your leg, go for it. Because of my proportions of my body, this is fairly easy for me, but other people will have different experiences. And release. Shift to your other side. Your little hanging out Jane Fonda pose. Right knee comes to your right shoulder. Or, just like towards it. Right leg straightens out. You can also use your strap here. That can be really helpful. Just loop it around your foot. If you're having trouble balancing, push into that left foot. Release. Use your hands to put yourself back up. Hands and knees. Tuck your toes, hips up and back. Downward dog. Right leg reaches up and back. Knee to nose. This time putting your shin on the ground for pigeon. And then walking that left leg back. If there's a big gap where your right hip is, use a block or use a pillow, blanket, whatever you have to help make this a little more easeful. Walk your hands down. Down as far as you want. You can also take a block and use that and put your forehead on that. Oh yeah. Whenever I have my forehead on the ground, I always think, oh yeah. Okay, move your block. Walk your hands back in. Head back to downward dog. Left leg reaches up and back. Knee to nose. Placing your shin on the ground and walking that right leg back. Again, supporting this hip if you have some space. And walking your hands down. Using the block or whatever you have. Big book, big Harry Potter book. And release. Opening up your hips. You may or may not have noticed, but this practice is definitely a hip opening practice. A lot of our emotions can be stored in our hips. So if you're feeling a little bit emotional, just know that all of that is getting dislodged, moving through your body, working its way out. It's a good thing. Walk your hands back in. Left leg reaches back to downward dog. Down to your hands and knees. Knees together this time for more child's pose. Sit your hips back. Walk your hands forward. Walking your hands in. Shifting your feet to one side or the other. And finding your blocks or whatever you're using as blocks. Oh, you can also use a rolled up towel or rolled up blanket. Just put it down on your mat. And place them so they're under your shoulder blades. The shoulder blades are on top of the block. Might take a little bit of maneuvering. If this feels okay on your neck, you can be right here. Some people, this can feel really uncomfortable, so I just suggest putting a pillow under it. Hands are open. You can keep your legs bent or straighten them. Your call. You can stay here for Shavasana or use your hands to cradle your head. Walk your legs back in. Move your hands under you to remove blocks. Your hands back down. Another option is constructive rest. with your knees together and your feet at the edges of your mat. If you want to use a blanket or something to cover yourself, go for it. If you have fuzzy socks to put on, if you have an eye pillow. Just trusting yourself. We'll quiet down for a bit. Allow us to rest. Taking a big deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath out through your mouth. Remembering that everything is as it should be. Take a big deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath out through your mouth. Deep breath in through your nose. Deep breath out through your mouth. When you're ready, rolling over to one side or the other. Keep your eyes closed. Slowly using your hands to come up to a seated position. With your hands at heart center. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.